Hello, I'm Helen Bradley. Welcome to this video tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at creating a form for an Access database. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create your own custom form to make entering data into a database like this a lot easier. The form is going to be laid out really nicely, and we're going to add an image to it. I've opened up my club members database that we're actually going to be using for this project, and we're ready now to create the form. To create our form inside Access, we're going to click on the Create tab, and we're going to use the form wizard because it makes it just a little bit easier to create a form because everything is done for you, and we can just tidy it up so it looks really nice when we're finished. So I'm going to click Form Wizard, and we're going to be asked which table or query we want to base our form on, and we're just going to select Table Members, and we want to enter data into all the fields, so I'm just going to click this double chevron to move all the fields into this right hand panel. I'll click Next, and now we can select the type of form that we want to create. Now I'm thinking columnar is probably the best type of form, so we're going to click it and then click Next. And then we just need to title our form, and Members is just fine, so I'm just going to leave it called Members, and we're going to open the form to view or enter information and click Finish. So the form is now created for us, and here it is. Here it's titled Members and the data is in it. And we can use these navigation options across the foot of the screen to navigate from one record to the next. And there's also an option here for New Blank Record. So when I click it, a new empty record is added to our database. So let's just type in the details for a new member. Sam Cousins, and he's playing B grade. His fees are not paid, so I'm going to leave that empty. He has been a member for 2 years, and he was born on the 3rd 7 1978. And you can see that this form can be used not only to view the data in our database, but also to enter new data. Now we can make this look a little bit more attractive, and we're going to now. I'm going to click the form here because that's what we want to edit, and from the Home tab of the ribbon I'm going to click the View drop down list and go into Design View, because this shows us the basics of the form's design. Now we can make changes to it here. Probably what you're going to want to do when you come into form design is get used to having the property sheet visible, because this allows you to make changes to various properties on the form, and it's a good idea to get used to seeing it on the screen. Now the first thing that I want to do is I want to fix this members area up the top here, so I'm just going to drag this out of the way for now. You can see that the box for members is really large, so I'm just going to shrink it down because that will allow me then to bring the detail panel further up on the screen, so we're not going to have such a big area for members. In here I can change the font and font style. For example, you can see here that the fore color is the text 1 style and it's lighter, but we could make it darker, or we could use an Access theme color. So I'm going to choose text dark for this. And we can also change the back color, for example, for this area. You can see that at the moment the back's color is text lighter, but let's actually add a color to it. So let's use this color. No, let's go and find a better color for that. Let's make it a sort of orange color so that we can see the difference. Let's come down to the detail panel, and again we can give it a different back color. So let's give it a green color, and you can see that we can change these colors. Now one of the things you might want to do is to add an image behind this area, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to click on Insert Image and click Browse. And I have an image here in my Pictures folder here of soccer, so I'm just going to click it and click OK. You can see that my mouse pointer is now a selector, so I'm just going to drag over the area that I want the image to be placed in. Now the image is on top of the form, but I'm going to change a couple of options for it. I'm going to the picture alignment and I'm going to align this to the top left of the box, and I'm just going to leave this at zoom, but you could use clip if you wanted to. You're just basically going to find something that doesn't make your image look absolutely horrible on the screen. Now the problem with this is that the image is now over the top of my form details, and so I can't actually see my form underneath. Just going to resize it a little bit here. I want to right click it and choose position, and I want to send it to the back. I want to send it to the back behind everything on the screen. So I've made a couple of changes to my form. Now let's go and see what it looks like in practice. So we're going to choose view and then form view. And this is what the form now looks like. We've got a image and the top of the form is now orange and the back color is green, and we've got an image so that we can apply that so that our form now looks a little more attractive. And at any time you can go into the form design view and start experimenting with some of your options. For example, the grade is a very small field, so I may want it to be very small. And I can change my year as a member so that that's a very small field too. Having made those alterations, let's go to view design view, view the form view, and you can see now that these fields are much smaller. It will behove you to play around in the form design view and just get a little bit familiar with working with it, because later on in Access you're probably going to need to use it, and just getting familiar with some of the basic things that you can do with it will help you later on when it comes to doing more advanced things with the form builder. Now the form needs to be saved, so I'm just going to click to close it, and I'm asked if I want to save the changes, so I'll say yes. The form is now accessible in the forms area, and I can use that any time to enter data into my form or to view the data in my database by just clicking on the navigation buttons to move through the data. To add a new record, new blank record. I'm Helen Bradley. Thank you for joining me for this YouTube video. If you like this video, consider subscribing to my channel and you'll be alerted when new videos are released. And visit my website at projectwoman.com for more tips, tricks and tutorials on a range of applications, including Microsoft Access.